Okay, there are a few more things that I wanted to go over on the topic of self-image and body image that I think are really important and that I want to leave you guys with. So make sure you do all those other exercises, really understanding what you think other people want to see you as, and more importantly, deciding what you actually like of those perceptions that you think they have of you. And remember, that's all in your head anyways, unless somebody's exactly said something to you. And still then you have a choice whether to believe it or not, or to explore it, or to get curious about it. And also remember, always take that curious standpoint, release the judgment, and just get really curious about uncovering where your self-image comes from. Why do you think the way you think about yourself? And again, just to reiterate, it comes from so much of it comes from our past and our experiences and how we were raised and the relationships that we've had. It's okay. You're not going to just like throw all of that out. We like how we've been shaped in many ways, and it doesn't serve us to hate it, but it does serve us to get curious about it. So some important things that I want to leave you with around this topic of self-image, um, to really understand that you get to think whatever you want about yourself. Whatever you want, you get to decide. And I think we forget that. Like, if you could decide, only you, if hypothetically we could erase every piece of information that was ever put into our mind around what we're supposed to be, or what a woman is supposed to be at this age and that age, or how you're supposed to be in a relationship and at a job, and how your body's supposed to look, and how your hair and face are supposed to look. If we could forget all of that, which is hard to do, right? So just try. What would you decide for you? And of course, those things that you come up with are going to be partially from, right, our past and everything that's influenced us. That's okay. But just decide what you want to believe about yourself. Know that you get to believe whatever you want, and write down and figure out why. Why do you want to believe that about yourself? Why do you want to believe you're smart? Why do you want to believe you're beautiful? Why do you want to believe you're driven? Why do you want to believe you're loving? Why do you want to believe you're compassionate? Why do you want to believe you're a badass? Why do you want to believe you're an entrepreneur? Why do you want to believe you're kind? Why do you want to believe you're sexy? Right? And ask yourself why, and then make sure you like your reasons. Because if I say, for example, I want to be okay, the one that comes to my mind. I want to be a good church-going girl. Why, Emily? Why do you want to be a good church-going girl? Because it would make my parents happy. I don't like that reason. And as I've come to really explore that, I used to feel a lot of guilt around that. But I don't anymore, and I love my parents and I respect my parents, and I understand completely why they want me to be a practicing Catholic. And I am now okay with knowing how much of an amazing connection I have with God and my faith and trust, an overwhelming sense of trust, an overwhelming sense of self-worth and love, because He gave that to me. And I get to feel good about how connected I am with God, and that I'm not a church-going girl. Sometimes I am. And I'll go with my parents. And I enjoy it. It's not just for them, right? But I don't want to just go to church now to please my parents. Do you know what I mean? So these types of things are going to come up for you when you break down these lists, and when you decide, like, okay, why do I want to believe this about myself? And is it truly coming from a place within me? And sometimes we lie to ourselves. So just check in with that, and remember, you get to believe whatever you want about yourself, you guys, whatever you want about yourself. So make it feel good. Make sure that it feels good. Okay. And a few other points, just really quickly, really important. We have to overcome our primal, primitive caveman brain to change any of our thought process, right? But our primal brain, right, the caveman brain, it seeks danger. It seeks worry and overwhelm because it wants to protect yourself. And you still have that very primal brain. But our higher brain is what comes in. It's like, I can question this. I can plan for the future. I can question whether this serves me or not. And so coming in and knowing, first of all, you're normal, that primal brain is very strong and very active, but you can overcome it. And you can start getting curious and practicing better serving thoughts that don't cause the overwhelm, the stress, the insecurity, the doubt, the fear. But know that your brain's doing what it does, so not throw that self-criticism on top of it. And then when we start thinking of, you get to believe whatever you want about yourself. And so when you think of what that list is for you, like, I want to believe that I'm beautiful and I'm sexy and I'm smart and I'm ambitious and I'm knowledgeable and I'm skilled and I'm a good listener and I'm easy to talk to and that I'm helpful and that I'm genuine and that I'm a good coach and that I'm compassionate and I'm understanding and that I'm generous and that I'm calm and a peaceful energy to be around and a bright energy and just all of these things. And as I say it, I feel amazing and I genuinely believe every single thing I just told you guys. And I do not mean that in an arrogant way. And please do not confuse self-love and improving your self-image to create a positive self-image does not mean you're arrogant. Does not mean you're conceited. I don't tell you any of those things I believe about myself to make you feel bad. No way. I say it because you can believe that about yourself. And the more you start practicing thoughts like that, you will start embodying it, which leads me to my next point. What you think about yourself, how you view your self-image, the thoughts you have, you will start embodying those whether they serve you or they don't. If you hate that wrinkle on your forehead, which that's one I'm working on myself, trying not to dislike it so much. Literally put my face to the mirror this morning and did all that work that I do with my clients, right? You guys know, many of you know, nose to mirror, looked at everything, looked at the lines, looked at the freckles, looked at the acne, and just really looked deep into my eyes and was like, I love you. You're so much more than your body. You're so much more than your looks. But then I really started staring at myself, right? Which is kind of the first exercise, one of the exercises I wanted you guys to do around disassociating beauty standards to your body. But I just was getting emotional, you're beautiful. I like it. I like it all. And it serves me to do that exercise super, super often. And I don't always, and I slip into old belief patterns and see a gorgeous model and feel bad about myself. Sure, I do. I'm human, but I'm working on it. And I refuse to go down to hating myself. I used to, and I used to believe it. I don't believe it anymore because I don't allow my brain to take me there any longer. And that's what this work will help you do. So you are not arrogant or conceited if you love yourself, if you have a positive self-image. Be that bright light that is that contagious energy to help other people have that for themselves too. You're not arrogant when you have positive beliefs about yourself. Arrogance is when you're trying to put somebody else down to feel better about yourself. And I don't think you should be doing that. And if you do, just notice it. And that comes from an insecurity within you. You get to think whatever you want about yourself, and what you think about yourself, you'll start embodying. You'll start seeing more of in your life. You create it. Your brain literally starts filtering through. And the more you practice that thought, I'm ugly, I don't like my body, 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 you are going to find more and more, right, quote unquote, flaws about your body, because that's what you're training it to focus on. So in order to start believing new thoughts about yourself, sometimes we can't go to, I love my body, it's so sexy, and ooh, yeah, I'm so pretty and I love it. And maybe you can't get there right away. And so maybe it's a thought like, I'm learning to appreciate my body, or I really like my hair. I do like my hair, or I'm having a good skin day, or I like that my lips are full, or I like how long my legs are, or, find things that you do already believe and practice those more often. And it can be just as simple as like, I have a body and it serves me in this way, this way, and this way. It gets me up out of bed. I have arms to hold my children, to hug the people I love. These thoughts can be super helpful. I sometimes call them bridge or ladder thoughts. And those are thoughts that, right, you're at this belief about yourself or about anything, and it doesn't serve you and it's negative on this side of the spectrum, right? And you want to go to the other side of the spectrum where you feel good and you like your beliefs and they make you feel good and they improve your relationships and they improve your self-image. So maybe you have to take, cross that bridge step by step by step, thought by thought by thought, until you actually believe that ultimate thought that you want to believe, which could be like, I am loved, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am funny, I am a joy to be around, I am an inspiration, whatever else it is. You can have thoughts like, I'm learning to think I'm beautiful. I'm learning to appreciate my body. I'm learning more and more all the time about things that interest me. I'm on a journey and I'm going to respect the process of learning to create a self or a positive self-image, right? These are like ladder thoughts that you can start using for yourself. I wrote some down here too. One that's really, really good is, I've been created by an amazing, loving creator. How could he or she or it or the universe, the energy, all that it is, think anything negative about me? Because they want it. It want it. It doesn't. God doesn't. And when I connect it back to, right, that's where my watcher comes in. That watcher just seeing all my thoughts. It's monitoring my mind and it's telling me, this isn't what I want you to believe for you. Let's take it back a notch, right? And that can calm me. That can get me a little further on the bridge and sometimes take me all the way to the other side where I need to go, because I practice such love and compassion for myself. And I hear those thought errors going on in my brain, which is another thing, right? Thought errors. If you have a thought that comes into your head and it doesn't serve you and you don't want to believe it, like I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm stupid, I'm not capable, nobody likes me, people think I'm weird, I'm a jerk, I'm not considerate, I'm selfish. It's like, whoa, thought error does not serve you. Like, okay, thanks, brain. Noted. I hear you. I'm not going to hate you. It's fine that you said that, but I don't believe you, and I'm going to work. I'm just going to put you there. You're just going to put on hold. Thought error. And then that loving voice of loving constructive criticism can come in and be like, hey, why were you thinking that? When you're ready to do that work, sometimes in the moment of those emotions, we're not ready just to dive in to understand. Until you're in that really curious, fascinated perspective, then I don't recommend doing the work right then and there. I always let myself kind of calm down and then later get really curious about it. Okay, so just wanted to add those points on. Do this work around self-image, do this work around body image, and remember that you get to believe whatever you want about yourself. So you might as well make it feel amazing and be that energy of positivity and self-love and positive self-image to inspire other people to do the same. Okay, I will talk to you guys very, very soon.